Welcome to Progressive Field, where it is the Cleveland Metropolitan School District championship game for the boys baseball, which will feature the Lincoln West Wolverines and the Rhodes Rams. Hi, I'm Tim Wells, and my partner in the house, Marcus Morrison. Coach, you understand what it is coaching. You had John Marshall a number of years ago. We've been doing this a number of years. What can we expect to see here today?
Well, Tim, they're both teams are in the championship, obviously. So they've been doing some good things to get here. So hopefully we see a solid defensive game, because if we don't see that, then that's the team that's going to take it over. They're playing on the best field in America, so you shouldn't have any bad hops or anything. So hopefully we go out there and see a solid game and to give the fans something good to cheer about.
And you're looking down at the field right now where they're talking to the head coach of Lincoln West, Ron Potter, as he's getting ready for this big game. And obviously a special feeling for the youngsters that are going to play here today, to play on a field such as this.
Correct, Tim. This is like a dream come true. Some of these kids will never play baseball again, but they'll have this memory forever.
Welcome to Progressive Field, everybody. We are ready for the Senate League Championship. We got Wolverines head coach here, Coach Potter, with us. How special is this moment for these guys showing up at Progressive Field on this stage today?
Yeah, obviously this is an amazing opportunity, something we've been looking forward to all year. It's something the kids work all year to get to, something we look forward to as coaches, all of our fans, everybody who's involved just looks forward to the honor of coming here when we're so privileged to do it. So thank you to the Guardians, and we're super excited.
What are some of the key attributes of your team that have gotten you thus far?
These guys are hard workers, right? From off-season workouts, preseason, the regular season, all the playoff battles we have to go through to get here. These guys are just putting in the work because they deserve to be here, and we're going to show it today.
All right, good luck today. Thanks so much for your time.
Go Wolverines, baby!
Tell us a little bit about Ron Porter.
Yeah, Mr. Potter, he's a 1986 graduate of Sheldon High School in Eugene, Oregon. In 1992, graduate of Redlands College in California. He's also a 2000 graduate of California Law School, and he's got about 12 years experience.
And obviously, when you're looking at the Lincoln West team, they come in here with a record of 8-1, overall 9-5. But the previous matchup between these two teams, it did not go well. It was a 13-2 game.
Right.
So let's first go to the next step. Let's talk about the men in blue, because I know they're going to be grabbing the Rhodes coach here any second. But let's talk about the officials that are going to call today's game. They're all from the Greater Cleveland Umpires Association, all certified through the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Yeah, behind the plate, Tim, we got Carlton Darrell. He's a 1985 graduate of Benedictine. He's been doing this for 24 years. He owns his own security company. And then you have Dave Bartolo. He went to South High, 1989 graduate. He's also been doing this for 27 years. He also works for Cuyahoga County Public Works. And he's the president of the GCU Association. At second base, we have Marlon Henson, 1984 grad, I think he's 1994 grad of Bedford High School, and he's got 12 years experience. He's in employment and recruitment. And then you have Dayanis Blackman from Southside Comprehensive, 1993, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia. He has 20 years experience, and he works at the Cleveland Military Station.
So right now they're getting ready to talk to Brian McGowan from the Rhodes Rams, the home team. Tell us a little bit about Brian.
Yeah, Brian McCollin, he's a 1987 graduate of Reynoldsburg High School. He's been coaching for 22 years. He did 9 years at Normandy and 11 years at Rhodes. He started in 2013, and he was here for 15 and 16 as the assistant coach. Right now, from 2017, he's been the present head coach. They were Senate champs in 2015 versus Lincoln West, and in 2023 versus Marshall.
Here we're checking in with Rams head coach, Coach McCollin. What does this opportunity mean to you and your team to make it to the championship and be playing on this beautiful progressive field today on the big league field?
If you can look right here, all the kids are all excited to be here. We work hard every year to be here. It's always a pleasure playing Lincoln West, but the Guardians have always been very good to us. So this is just great to see the kids smile when they walk in the field, take pictures, see Gabriel Arias earlier today. This has just been a wonderful day.
What are the keys to success today?
Limit walks, make sure our bottom of the order hits, and just score more runs.
Score more runs than the other guy. Good luck today. Thanks everybody for joining us. It is time for some Senate League Championship play.
And obviously, the other thing that's very special today for the Rhodes Rams and that coach is his parents have come from out of town. They've never seen him coach a baseball game. So they're here today, and that's got to be a special feeling for Brian.
Oh, yeah, especially in this atmosphere, Tim. What better day, what better place to see your son coaching for a baseball game?
So when you look at these two teams, let's first of all talk about the starting lineup for Lincoln West.
All right, so you have Dario Murdoch. He's playing third base, number 7. You got Yadiel Alejandro. He's number 13. He's playing shortstop. And then you have number 8, the catcher, Balfi Adames. And then you have number 9, the pitcher, Geraldo Garce Panade. And then you have number 5, second base, Eric Orojo. And number 2, the left fielder, Ray Gonzalez. Number 16, at first base, Caden Negron. Number 4, center fielder, Angel Cruz. And number 11, right field, Alex Quiones.
And when you look at the Rhodes Rams on defense, it starts with the left fielder, Jesus Cardenas, number 13, the center fielder, Jason Castillo. Their right fielder is the league all-star, Manuel Valran. At third base, number 12, it's Daniel Witt. The shortstop, he is the league MVP, a phenomenal player with a lot of speed. We'll see that as we go through. He's number 2, their shortstop, Roberto Benitez. And at second base, it's number 8, Victor Calandras. Over at first is David Gardner, number 4. Their league all-star catcher is Logan Samaji, number 5. And the starting pitcher today is Jose Trejo. And again, he is also a league all-star. You know, the other thing is, we'll talk about this as we go through the day, but our special thanks to Cleveland Guardian Charities for making this possible. This is the first year we've done it where the ballpark operations and everything here is being handled by them. So it's just like if you were at a Guardians game, we're seeing the same thing that's happening all the time. So our special thanks to the owner of the Cleveland Guardians, Mr. Paul Dolan, for making this possible. Also, Curtis Stamberg, Bobby DiBiasio, Ralphio Collins, Penny Forster, and Terrence Eccles.
All right, Tim, so you got Dario Murdoch up the bat. Let's get back in 485. His on-base percentage is .655. That's off the plate right there a little bit. And I think Jose Trejo, he looks like he's going to be in the zone today. And there he is with a strike. Got 1-1.
And you know, this is also an adjustment period. And Coach, you've seen this year after year. The mounds that we're looking at today, these kids aren't used to that when they play in the Cleveland fields.
No, there's usually a little hole dug up or something like that. These mounds are absolutely perfect. You know, again, there shouldn't be any excuse on this field.
And the other thing is, and we'll tell you as we go, folks, but the Cleveland Guardians Charities has been behind trying to promote baseball, not only with CMSD, but with a lot of the Little League organizations in Cleveland as far as the record. And these turf fields that you see over at Luke Easter Park, CC Sabathia. You also have League Park, the historic League Park. You also have Brookside Talty Field. You also have the Jose Ramirez Field, which is most recent, where Jose Ramirez stepped up and said, we're going to make this happen. And then we also have Low Field, where the girls get to play, and that's the first one they've done there. So it's been a really a great marriage between the kids in the community and our kids in the community and the Guardians. So again, our special thanks to all of them for making that possible.
That's a fly ball. It looks like in the infield. Catcher's calling it, and he misses it. It's a fair ball.
And
So
again,
in that situation, to that catcher, if he's going to call that ball, he has to get out there, turn his back to the field, and you know, he wants to place himself as he's a fielder out on the field. The way he went at that ball is going to be difficult for him to catch that, in which, you know, you obviously saw the output of that. So we got one out. Dario Murdoch struck out looking. And then Yadiel Alejandra is on first base right now. Up the bat is Walfie Adames.
this looks like Wafiel Medalis is up.
Yeah, Walfie Adames. And he's batting .444. Just fouled that one off. So this is the time where, you know, you don't know if they got some wheels at first base with Alejandro. But, you know, if you're going to run, I would think they'd probably start doing it soon. There's a rip out to left field. Looks like it's going to hang up, and he's got it.
And a great catch. Ball well hit to left field, Coach.
Yes, it was. And then he takes off the second. Good job. Way to read the ball there. That's why it's so important, you know, if you're watching from home, you have to hit your cutoffs, especially when guys are on base, because that's a base that they didn't have to give up right there. Once you get a guy on second base, all you need is a base hit to get him in. So right now we got 2 outs, and Eric Arrojo up the bat.
Again, he's a league all-star. They were honored earlier today here at the ballpark. All the league all-stars, both the girls fast pitch and the boys baseball. He also pitched a no-hitter the very first game of the season. Now, I don't know what the temperature was on March 26th, but
Right.
against Bard, he did throw a no-hitter.
And nobody wants to hit when it's below 40. It's going to be a foul
Foul
ball out
that
of play.
one back.
He's got a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Base runner on second.
You know, this has been one of those
That's going to be a fly ball. You need to be running. It's a
shortstop
tough ball.
left.
Whoa. And they caught it. The shortstop ended
caught
up
the
catching
ball.
that play. I thought it was the left fielder.
Usually outfield, shortstop, whose ball, Coach?
Well, in that particular area, If the shortstop is calling you off and he's got his hands up and that's what he indicated, then it's his ball if he's camped under it. That was a long run for the left fielder, so he's the captain out there.
All right, Coach, let's look at the Rhodes Rams starting lineup.
All right, for Rhodes, we have Roberto Benitez. He's the MVP of the league. He's number 2 shortstop. He's batting .567. Batting second, we have Logan Samaji, and he's number 5. He's the catcher. He's batting .304. And then we have David Garner, and he's playing number 4, playing first base. He's batting .500. Then you have Jesus Cardenas, number 13. He's playing left field, batting .259. And then you have Emmanuel Villaran, number 3. He's playing right field. He's batting .357. And you have Jason Castillo, number 11, playing center field. He's batting .258. Nate LaQuay, number 25. He's their DH, batting .261. And Jose Trejo, he's the pitcher, number 1, and he's batting .227.
And then also the third baseman, number 12, Daniel Whitten. He'll run it out. On defense, Lincoln West will line him up this way. In left field, a league all-star, number 7, Ray Gonzalez. In center field, Angel Cruz, the center fielder. Right fielder, number 11, Alex Quinones. At third base, league all-star, number 7, Daryl Murdoch. The shortstop, number 13, Adio Alejandro. At second base, a league all-star, number 5, Eric Arroyo. At first base is Caden, number 16, Caden Negron. And their catcher, number 8, Wolfie Adanimus. And pitching is Geraldo Garce Pineda. And I'll tell you, this pitcher, he's going to find out that they're going to try to run. They're very aggressive. Coach from Rhodes doesn't mind playing small ball, so don't be surprised if we see some of that going on today. But I can tell you this, I watched them play Max Hayes. Now during the year, they lost to Max Hayes, but they beat him in the playoff game 10-0. It was a completely different team, vastly improved from the very beginning. So this Lincoln West team, they're relying on the bats to keep them in the game, and they're relying on the pitcher to throw strikes and keep them honest.
You know, Tim, like I always tell guys, the game is won and lost in the infield. You know, if you can make the basic fundamental plays in the infield, you give your team a chance to win. Now, if the guys are just hitting balls to the outfield, and there's really too much you can do with that. You just have to get another pitcher in there to throw strikes and minimize your mistakes. But if they can keep the game and keep the basic fundamentals down and get the outs in the infield, they'll give themselves a chance to win this game.
So leading off for James Ford Road is Roberto Benitez. As Coach Mo said, he's a 12th grader MVP of the league. He leads the team in runs scored, stolen bases, and hits. He's the guy that gets them going. He's the spark.
There's his first pitch. It's going to be to the backstop.
And Coach, if you notice, the infield is playing up. And it's not because of, they're expecting bunt. They just know his speed.
And he's got a strike in there. He's going to have to pound that zone, make these guys swing the bat.
Well, they always say, avoid the walks early. Throw strikes, make them hit the ball.
Fouled that one off. He's got 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's mixing it up between the slow stuff, change-ups, curves, and that was the fastball up high. 1-2 count, nobody out, bottom of 1, no score.
That's a good pitch. You know, in high school, Tim, you're going to get those umpires. They're going to call that ball a little bit off the plate. So you got to be able to foul that off, you know. But right now, as I'm going back as the hitter, I'm telling my guys, hey, he's calling it off the plate a little bit. So you guys got to be ready. If you got 2 strikes, you can't take it too far off the plate.
So we're looking at their catcher, number 5, Logan Samaji, and he cuts swing and a miss. He's a league all-star. He also has got 14 runs scored, and he's hitting .304 on the season.
Another swing and miss. He's doing a great job. He's got good location right now, Tim. If he keeps this up, they're going to have a hard time today.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's impressed me. We only got through 2 batters, but he seems to be pounding the strike zone.
And there's that pitch, Tim. He's on the outside corner. That one was more on the corner than the first one that he struck out with. But, you know, it's definitely a good pitch. And again, I'm telling my guys, my teammates, hey, he's calling it a little bit off the plate, but if you got 2 strikes, you better be swinging at it, fouling it off or something. Otherwise, you're going to get out of there looking.
So we're looking at number 4, the first baseman for the Rhodes Rams. He's a junior, David Gardner. He's hitting .500 on the season. He led the team with the RBIs. He had 15 during the year.
That's his first curveball. You know, being a coach for so many years, I tell my guys, don't show your curveball unless they're hitting your fastball. Just keep spotting that fastball. It's working. Don't even show it. There you go. It's a little bit high, but keep spotting. He's doing a really good job of spotting that fastball right now.
And he's been calling the outside corner, but that time it just seemed to be a little bit higher.
Yeah, a little high.
So 2 down. There's a big swing and a miss. And Coach, he wasn't talking about a base hit either when he swung at that one.
No way. No, he got his money's worth on that one. 2-1. And there it is. Got 2 outs. They're not hitting his fastball. Again, his best pitches have been on the outside corner. I suspect the catcher's going to spot up down there. And he threw it outside.
So I know, Coach, in your coaching career with CMSD, you probably had to deal with a lot of kids, the Latin players that basically, they spoke mostly Spanish. Did you always have a coach or somebody around, or one of the kids can relay what you were trying to say at the time?
Yeah, so you always had some guys that spoke both Spanish and English. But for me, I've taken some Spanish classes, but I tried to use my Spanish, but they always told me my Spanish wasn't any good. So.
No, yeah, I've seen a lot of Latin players say that's not our language, man.
And he got him
swinging
swinging.
A miss. He struck out the side. So we go down 1, 2, 3. And we are at the end of the first inning, no score. You're watching the 2026 CMSD Boys Baseball Championship. And again, this is a progressive field. And again, keep in mind that these kids, this is probably the first time they've played on it. I'm sure they'll be talking about it the rest of their lives.
Oh, I'm sure, Tim. I mean, I wish we had this back when I played. It's just a dream come true. If you never make it to the big leagues, you can at least say I played on a big league field. And that's something you definitely remember forever, win or lose.
And I'll tell you what, when you think about them playing on a field like this and getting the opportunity, it does not happen without the Cleveland Guardian Charities.
Correct.
you know. So we're going to be going to the top of 2. Again, leading off will be Eric Arroyo, their second baseman. He is a league all-star.
Yeah, Tim, he pitched a no-hitter, March 26th versus Bart. I think you mentioned this before. And again, just to do that, that's very rare. And, no matter what the temperature may be, but I'm sure it was definitely cold in March in Cleveland.
Well, just to give you an idea, folks, the temperature here right now at Progressive Field, this is May 19th, is 80 degrees. Very little winds.
And we're supposed to get some thunderstorms at night. So I was glad it held off for these kids to get their opportunity to play, because once you miss these dates, it's like it's hard for the Guardians to pick another day, because they're coming back in town, they got to get the field ready and things like that. So it's just a blessing that these guys were able to get this game in.
Coming back our way, Coach, but it's not anywhere near us.
No.
We would need 4 fishing nets extended to get close to that one. And then the other challenge is, how do you position your outfielders? You're on a big field, so it's like we've seen numerous games here where they were too short or too deep.
Correct.
It's tough.
Correct. So, for that, Tim, these guys have played against each other before, obviously, and the coaches should have some kind of scouting reports on who does what. But most of the time in high school, your kids that are in right field, they're going to be playing in, because a lot of kids bloop to right field. Your left field is going to be deeper, and your center field is going to be probably even up.
So we're now looking at Ray Gonzalez, the left fielder. He is also a league all-star. And a nice catch by the right fielder, Manny Villarán.
And so Ray is a 12th grader also, so this will be his last year. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Brings the count to 2-2.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, Coach. There's a team on fire right now in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, the Detroit Tigers took a little bit of a spanking from our Guardians in Detroit.
Yeah, I got to see a little bit of that. 8-2.
Yeah. You got to give a little credit to Voigt, because here he is changing the lineup. They've been known for guards ball, but some of these guys are hot right now.
Yep.
And they're just, almost sitting there waiting like they're going to hit a home run for us.
And that was a nice rip, but it's going to be foul and out of play. A little bit out front on that one. I think the umpire needs some more balls. So they're going out of play. And I don't think they're coming back.
I don't think so. But I'm sure they're prepared for it. Way up high. So that's a full count, 3-2, if I'm right.
That is correct.
I didn't see his hands go up, so I think it is full.
Yes, it's full. And he got him. Looks like a changeup. He's pumped up on that mound.
Okay, so now we're going to look at their first baseman, number 16, Caden Negron. He's a sophomore.
And that one's high. He wants to be consistent. Try to get that first pitch in there. You know, this is where your coach is looking at you, Tim, because you got your 2 outs, nobody's on base, and now you're throwing 2 balls to someone, and he called that one a strike. So now it's 2-1. But you do not want to walk a guy with 2 outs.
Well, I think you're right, Coach, but I also think the mortal sin is walking the leadoff batter.
Yeah.
That'll get you in trouble almost every time.
That sure will. Because then you give the other team options, you know. You walk that leadoff batter, I can bunt him over. You know, if I got a fast guy, I can, bunt for a base hit. You're still getting your guy over. Now you got, first and second, no outs. So we got a 3-2 count here, Tim. This is going to be the payoff pitch here. And right down the middle.
He called that a ball.
That must have been low.
Glad they don't have the ABS thing working here, Coach. I tell you.
It was right down the middle.
So that's the first runner to get on base by the walk. And now it's going to be their center fielder, number 4, Angel Cruz. He led the team in runs scored with 22. He also has led the team in their stolen bases.
18 stolen bases, Tim. So again, this is where you can get in trouble. A pass ball here, there he goes to steal, throw down, and he's safe.
He's in there. Well, I think it's a good move by the coach. Hey, 2 outs, you got to try to get him in scoring position.
Correct. Now, this is where that stuff comes into play, where you can get those bloop hits. There's that outside corner. He needs to live on that outside corner. If that umpire is calling it there, you got to live there. They're not swinging at it. There it is again. Good pitch. Then we got 2-2, 2 outs. Got to put the ball in play here. Give yourself a chance.
We used to always talk about the strike zone. Mm-hmm. Is the strike zone the same for every umpire?
No.
We're going to talk about that right after we get through this inning.
Whoa.
Got him on the inside corner. So picks up 2 more strikeouts, but that ends the top of the second inning. Again, no score. But Coach, explain to us about the strike zone and the umpire dealing with umpires. How does that all work?
So different umpires have different zones. I mean, some umpires they like to speed the game up. And some of them will come over and tell you at the beginning of the game, hey, I'm calling a little bit off the plate. Especially in high school. And some coaches don't like it, obviously, and some players don't like it. But you have to learn to adjust to their strike zone. I mean, that's just part of the game. That's that human nature of the game. You're going to get it in the big leagues, and that's why they came up with the ABS, right?
Right.
Because these guys have an eye that's so keen to the strike zone and where they hit and where they want to see the ball that they know if it's a little bit off the plate or if it's a lot off the plate, and they won't swing at it, and they'll tap their head.
So just like you've been talking about, both pitchers live on the outside corner. That's the one he's calling.
Yep, yeah. If I'm a kid and or if I'm a coach and I see the umpires calling that pitch on the outside and my player's been throwing there, I'm gonna live there until they start hitting it, or he stops calling it or whatever. So, and it looks like, that's where he likes to call that pitch, and that's what if that umpire likes to call that pitch that way, I'm going to stay there.
All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the bottom of the second, and we will be seeing the cleanup hitter for the Rhodes Rams, number 13, Jesus Cardenas. He's a junior. He's hit .259 on the year. They gave us some water up here, Coach. I hope it's only water. It's nothing else. So TV 20 coming in your house right here from Progressive Field. You're watching the Cleveland Metropolitan School District Boys Baseball Championship game between the Lincoln West Wolverines and the Rhodes Rams. We'll play 7, and we're in the bottom of the 2 with no score.
So yeah, Jesus, he's a junior playing left field. He's got had a couple little balls hit out there to him.
And he usually is an aggressive swinger. If you look, Coach, he didn't draw that many walks all season long, but he seems to be the guy. He's in a leadoff situation now. That might change.
Yeah, not many strikeouts either. I mean, he only had 4 on the year. So you can tell he puts the ball in play. And there he is. It's a weak grounder, but he ended up getting him. And that's that play in the infield, Tim, you know, that you have to keep your team in the game. Routine balls, getting it there, getting the out.
Again, Yadier Alorando is the shortstop that made the throw over to Caden Negron. Nice play by the defense. And now batting for the Rhodes Rams is a league all-star, number 3, Manuel Velaran. He's the right fielder. And he's hitting .357 on the year. He's a senior.
He fouled that one off, so he's down in the count 0-2 now, Tim. Again, if I'm the catcher or my coach and I'm calling pitches, I'm throwing an unhittable pitch here. You know, nobody's on base. You got to block the ball. But right now, I'm just hitting that outside corner.
You know what, we have to take this time also to congratulate the girls champions. Again, it was a heck of a game. It went extra innings over at Cleveland State University Viking Field, where the Bard Lady Raptors won by a score of 5-4 over the Rhodes Lady Rams.
That was inside, so now he's got it to 2-2. He's got to eat on that outside corner. That's where he's been getting the calls at. Another ball hit the shortstop. Candy hop. Good throw. And they got him.
Nice scoop. Nice scoop by the first baseman, Coach.
Yeah, he held on to it.
Nice job, David Gardner over at first. Good throw by Benitez. 2 down. Now we're going to look at Jason Castillo, number 11. He's their center fielder. He's a 10th grader. 258.
I'm looking at this Rhodes team. Most of these guys are in the 12th grade. They got 2 guys in the 11th grade, 1 guy in the 10th grade on their starting lineup. So they're going to have to come back with some players next year if they expect to come back to this championship. Some younger guys.
Well, this young man up here, he's aggressive with the bat. He does not take that many walks. He's going to be a swinger.
And I look at a lot of these guys, Tim. They all have open stances, and you know, I'm cool with the open stands, especially from the right-hand side, because it gets you to kind of look at the ball in a different perspective. You know what I mean? If you're closed up, you're looking through your left eye, but if you're opened up a little bit, you know, a lot of these guys are going open because they're able to see it with their dominant right eye, because they're right-handed. And you know, a lot of that's why a lot of major league players always got them on that outside corner. That's why a lot of major league players, if their kids are right-handed, they put them on the left side of the plate. If you look at Prince Fielder and those guys, they were right-handed, but their fathers put them on the left side of the plate because their right eye is dominant. That's the first eye they see the ball with. So usually produces better hitters.
Well, I'll say this. Again, another strikeout, another one on the outside corner.
Yep.
He's been consistent calling it.
That's where you got to eat at.
Well, while we're talking about this game, we also
Had to come say hello.
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
bring a young man in here.
How you doing?
DBS.
I remember.
Let's bring him in here right now.
Yep.
Bobby D.
T,
in the house.
Good.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt the
No,
flow of the
no.
broadcast.
We're going to get you in and then get you right back.
Okay.
And we're live, so we can't go to a break.
I
and
thought
say,
we were on commercial. or
Yeah, no, we're not on no commercial.
Good to see you, gentlemen.
Well, first of all, joining us is Bob DiBiasio. And Bobby, I got to tell you, there's a fire going on with the Cleveland Guardians baseball team.
Oh my, our young guys are just getting it rolling. It's
my
so
Lord.
so much fun to see Angel Martinez, you know, the growth and development in that young man, and Travis Bazzana coming up, and now he's hitting up over 280, and Chase DeLauder, you know, like Bazzana, number one draft pick, who we fully expected to be good ball players. It takes every player a little bit different timing to find their way, to get their legs under them at the big league level. Not many are all-stars on the first day of the big leagues, and our pitching is still the strength, and it's really fun to watch this team in action.
I'll tell you what, every time I watch them now, I'm just like, before I'd be on the edge of my seat and say 7, 8, and I will watch them. But now, hey.
Cade Smith is just, he's leading the major leagues in saves. Just remarkable that we could replace the unnamed player who was pretty shameful, who closed for us in the past. But for us to find a guy to fill in what I think is the most difficult role in all of sports, the closing role, and him to do it in such grand fashion. And our bullpen has just been terrific.
So we're looking at Alex Quinones. He's a senior. His favorite player, no shock to anybody, Jose Ramirez.
Gets to play on Jose Ramirez Field.
Absolutely, Lincoln West. That's what a dream. Oh my Lord, what a dream!
Yeah, it's fun
that
for us.
man,
We now have 4 of those turf fields dotted around, and we're going to have an interesting, fun announcement for the softball crowd in that world, but not quite ready to share that with you today, Tim. But, you know, 4-field turf, these kids deserve all the credit. Announce the batter. We don't want mom and dad mad at us when they're watching.
They're doing it out of the PA guy, but now coming up here, I'll catch it here, is number 7. We're back to the top of the order, and that is a walk that he reached on. And the last time up, Daryl Murdoch made it out, so he's 0 for 1. But he also leads their team with a batting average of .485. He's only a junior. You know, the thing is, Bobby, when you talk about, we've talked about the relationship with the garden charities and what they've done in the community and CMSD. But really, I'm hoping you would take this message back to Paul Dolan. We thank him so much for investing into our kids, you know, and I also feel bad for you guys because you guys lost your announcer. It's been here for 40 years.
Well, I didn't want you to think I got dressed up in my suit for you today. I sadly just came from the funeral mass for Bob Tayak at Church of Jesu on John Carroll's campus. What a beautiful soul, beautiful man. We're filled with sorrow for our loss, but also filled with gratitude, knowing that Bob's passion for what he did in this ballpark for decades brought joy to so many people. And he is definitely, obviously, going to be missed.
So they got 2 on, nobody out, and it's number 13, Yadiel Horando. He is the shortstop, hitting .471. Fly ball out to, again, Manuel Villarno. He is their league all-star.
I bet he wants that pitch back.
Oh my gosh! All I know
that kid's
is,
a good athlete. You could just see it in what he did on the defensive
you know,
side.
Marcus Morrison's been sitting here for 2 innings. You come in and the first team that plays at Ramirez Fields all of a sudden puts a rally together.
Yeah.
Is there something going on here? Or what?
I don't know. Maybe. But you have to give all the kudos to these young men and women who play spring baseball and softball in our town. It's not easy. The weather is horrible. We see it here at our ballpark. But it just shows the incredible passion they have for the game of baseball and softball. And it's really a rewarding and wonderful feeling we have that we can be a big part of providing these kids an opportunity, especially those who get a chance to get on those turf fields when other fields are rained out and they haven't quite fixed them for play. But those field turf facilities are ready for the kids whenever they want. That was a good breaking ball right there.
Yes, it was. So now we got 2 down. And now it's going to be up to Geraldo Garce Pineda. He popped out to the shortstop his last time up.
But I have to ask you, you doing well? Feeling good? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm taking care of myself, going to physical therapy. I had a little problem with the right leg, but that's gotten a whole lot better.
Good for you.
And you know, I got to tell you, the girls played over at Cleveland State Viking Field the other day. Bobby, it had to be the coldest one I ever done in my life. I had double socks. I had long sleeve shirts. And of course, wouldn't you know it, they played
Extra innings?
Extra innings, 8th inning, 5-4.
I love it.
You know?
Of course they did. Oh, good pitch. Oh, hang on to it. There we go. Get the guy out at third.
Well,
Pitcher's duel here going.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, I see, and I'm just amazed at the amount of quality people you have working, you know, from Curtis Danberg, Ralphie O'Connor, Penny Forster, Terrence Eccles, you know, and the owner, Paul Dolan.
Yeah. Terrific people. It's, you know, we're very blessed to have an owner like Paul who creates such a wonderful culture within our organization. You know, I've been doing this now 48 years, but there are a lot of people like Curtis and Penny Forster in the group that are reaching the 30-year mark, the 20-year mark. You don't stay in the same place that long unless you're treated well, you have a passion for what you do, your opinion matters. One of the coolest things about our organization is all about collaboration and transparency. So we share everything with everybody, and everyone in our organization understands if you have an idea, share it. Not everybody's ideas are going to find and get through the finish line, but at least speak up, share thoughts. And I think that's one of the reasons people stay, because of the culture that we've built, and especially the group you're mentioning, Raphael Collins, who is a product of our RBI programs and is now running all of our youth baseball initiatives. Next Thursday, we're going to do ribbon cutting at a new indoor training center on the campus of Tri-C West. It's unbelievable. First one. We've been wanting to do this for decades, but we're going to have an indoor training center, 12 batting cages, pitching tunnels, lift the nets. You've got a whole area larger than a normal 94-foot basketball court where you could do infield practice and sprints and things, and open to anybody who wants to be a part of the Guardians Youth Academy. It's going to be a fun day next week.
So let me ask you this. Why is it every year the bozo experts that pick these teams before they start, and they always put the Guardians like fourth, you know? And it's like, what are they looking at?
Yeah, it's like a lot of, I probably shouldn't say this, but sports talk radio, you know, just give it its due, but don't believe that it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
People just for some reason don't want to give us the credit. The one stat I'll share with you, 13 years is a pretty long time in Major League Baseball.
Right.
So it gives you a sense of a trend, a real trend. 13 years.
Yeah.
In the last 13 years, only the Dodgers and Yankees have more wins than the Cleveland Guardians in all of baseball.
Wow.
People should check. And the Yankees only have 27 more wins than us in the last 13 years. It's only 2 a year, and they've spent $1 billion more on players in those 13 years than we have. Our guys know what the heck they're doing.
So we're looking right now at Jose Trejo. He's their starting pitcher, league all-star, leading off. He also is he'll make him throw strikes to put the ball in play.
Yeah, you see in the stats, you have 45 strikeouts in 27 innings. That's a pretty good ratio right there.
Well, one of these days, when things slow down, we got to get together for a lunch with everybody.
We'll go back to that place we went and saw you for
the City
breakfast.
Diner, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I still haven't forgot that little trick you guys pulled on me. I was like, oh, my Lord.
That was so much fun. That was so much fun.
And one of the girls that's an all-star that was honored here today from Rhodes, she works there part-time.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's fun.
And I saw her play in the one game where it was freezing. I said, man, who's the catcher? And I went in this game here. She played at Cleveland. Said, you know, one ball get by her, not one. She looked like, you know, the best catcher in the world.
Well, again, these young people deserve a whole lot of credit for their passion for the game of softball and baseball. And we try to foster that with all of our support of the municipal school district programs, in addition to our summer programs, to allow the boys and girls a chance to continue to play this beautiful sport that teaches a whole lot of wonderful life lessons. And I can't thank you guys enough for being here today. We love having you, and let's see if we can get a run across the board for one of these teams.
Well, I can tell you this. You're not the only one praying for it.
You don't want extra innings again.
No.
Oh, that was a good inside fastball right there. Well, thanks again for being here, T.
Okay.
Always wonderful to see you, buddy.
Thank you. Javi DiBiasio, the Vice President of the Media Relations, I guess it is, for whatever the Cleveland Guardians. And we're going to get Marcus Morrison back in the house. So now batting is number 12, Daniel Witt. He's their third baseman. I believe it's a 2-1 count.
Thank you. All right, Tim, I'm back.
Well, welcome back, Coach. And Bobby DiBiasio, you know, they talk about me being around. He's been the icon over here for the Cleveland. First it was Indians, Guardians, but he is the greatest public relations man I've ever met in my life. You know, as far as doing right, and always had a special heart. And you know, I'm gonna share this story with you, and he'll remember it. But the first time the Guardians were putting a turf field in, it was over at the League Park.
Right.
And our commissioner at the time was a guy named Mike Cox, and he said he literally had to convince Cox that a turf field is the best thing going for you.
Right.
And how I found out is he came back from a meeting that they had, and he said, Tim, if we got a turf field, is that a good thing for us? I said, oh, Commissioner, by far. He said, well, Bobby DiBiasio told me to ask you, and you would tell me. And Bobby confirmed it. He said, you know, and again, at that time, I guess turf fields were just starting to come in, you know.
I mean, they were a little bit expensive, so a lot of times, you know, when if you're Commissioner Cox and you saw the budget and you're like, wait a minute, you know, then you probably have a second opinion on that. But yeah, definitely the way to go in this day and age, especially where we live at, Tim. You know,
Right.
Our weather. You know how many rainouts we used to have back in the day, and puddles all on the field and things like that. So we have to come into the age of what everybody else is doing to play these games. You know, remember Lakewood used to have turf, but they only had turf on the infield.
Right.
Which they were still able to play a lot of games because their outfield used to drain pretty good. But to just have all these fields and for them to be coming in with this new indoor facility and things like that, this is going to be a game changer in Cleveland. I've been saying this for years. You remember I used to take kids to the indoor facility. I was like, why aren't we doing this? It's a game changer. And I was fortunate enough to have a place to go indoor back in 1993, 94, you know, but a lot of kids in the inner city weren't able to have that. And now that the Guardians are putting this together, it's going to be a game changer, you know. You know, for kids to go to a lot of indoor facilities, it costs a lot of money. But now, you know, you have this where it's going to be little to no money for these kids, and they're going to be able to train all year round. That's a game changer. You have Dante Lindsay, one of the RBI kids. He has that DNS Elite Performance indoor facility that he opened up. That's a game changer for people, you know. And for Dante to come back to Cleveland, because he could have went anywhere after he got out of Bethune-Cookman, which Bethune-Cookman is doing great right now in baseball, if you didn't see. But he could have went anywhere, but he came back to give back to the city of Cleveland. And
no, he was a product. Didn't he play at John F. Kennedy at the time,
John
Coach?
F. Kennedy, RBI, you know, Luke Easter.
The only thing I can't figure out is every time I see him, he's stirring a rail, but boy, could he eat.
Yeah, that's those skinny guys, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Eat all your food and be strong. I went after that bunt.
I remember seeing him throw for the first time. I said, oh my God,
Yeah,
nobody's going to touch this kid.
coming from that left side, it was unbelievable.
And I think it's so good to see those kind of people are giving back,
Right.
you know.
Oh, I think he just took that one. So that was.
So Benitez, who's their spark, now is on base, along with Daniel Witt. There's one out, and Logan Shamaji, the catcher and league all-star. Now he struck out his first time looking.
And that's going to be a nice little bruise on Benitez because it didn't look like he even moved out the way on that time. He just kind of turned in and took it. But hey, it's the championship game, right? You got to get on base.
Pop this one, and it's going to go back into the stands. I thought I saw the guys from TV 20 reach out with the net. They didn't get it, though. wonder if Alex is slipping now. What is that? He didn't catch that, Alex? Maybe we got to get him a fishing net over there. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, he's got to be a huge one.
Yeah.
So you got runners on first and second with 1 out, 1 strike. This is going to be a tough inning right here. That's that outside corner.
You know, we should be thanking TV20, their director, Janelle Bass Hawthorne, Mayor Bibb, who's a big part, you know, now that they're under the schools. They have reached out to make sure our kids don't get shortchanged. And I'll tell you what, they got a tough job. There's a lot of stuff going on, but truthfully, it's been a blessing.
Yeah, Tim, with the upgrades and everything, this has been awesome. You know, I love coming here and helping you guys out. And struck out on that one, pulled his head way out after I saw the replay. Got to keep your head on the ball. That was a good pitch by the pitcher. So now he's helped himself out. I mean, you still got first and second, but you have 2 outs, so you're giving your team a chance.
You got David Gardner, the first baseman, number 4. He struck out his first time up. There's that outside corner.
Yeah, and he's calling it a little bit further out now.
Yeah, it seems, I'm looking at it, I don't know. But yeah.
Sometimes where he's set up inside. So if your eyes are coming out there, it might look like a strike to you. But again, you know, that's where he likes to call it, and you have to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And it's not like he just started calling that. He was calling it at the you know, first batter of the game. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Man on first and second. You don't want to go 3-1, you know, with these guys. You don't want to go 3-1. The reason I say that because some of these guys can just close their eyes and get a good hit on 3-1 because you got to come down the middle. And there he goes. He evens it up now and gives himself a chance.
Bottom of 3. No score. 80-degree temperature. Progressive field. Lincoln West. You couldn't picture this any better.
So right here, the pitcher needs to reset. And where would I go, Tim? Outside corner. He's been calling it all day. Stay there. And he went in and hit him.
So now you got a hit by pitch. That has to hurt them.
Yeah.
So now you have 2 guys that are on base by hit by pitch. You got 2 outs. And now, unless I keep missing these guys, but the last guy was for Rhodes. Oh, yeah, I'm a hitter off. This is David Gardner now.
Correct, because it was number 2.
Yeah, I forgot
Benitez.
to put in. Yeah, I see
That's
what
on
I
second
did.
base.
I see what I did. Doggone it.
So if I'm a coach in this situation, I'm discussing, hey guys, it's 2 outs. We just need to get the out and get out this inning. But for my pitcher, you know, you got to throw strikes. Stay on that outside corner. I make sure my catcher is setting up on that outside corner. He's been calling it all day. He's been giving you about 2 or 3 inches off the plate. You know, so if he's doing that, utilize it. Don't throw the ball right down the middle. You know, it won't make sense, and your catcher has to be blocking anything. Because if there's a backstop like this, a guy getting a good lead, he can score from second base.
So 2 down. Key point of the ball game. It's first time we got the bases loaded.
Good pitch. And that's where he was at outside corner.
And this guy that's up, he's the leading RBI hitter for them. He's driven the most runs.
David Garner, right?
Mm-hmm.
500 hitter. So it's a dangerous position. He can break this game wide open right here, one swing. There it is, that outside corner. Hey, Tim, you got to live there. He's giving it to you.
Yep.
That's a pitcher's dream in a championship game.
Yep.
You know?
And until somebody decides they want to take the ball the other way, it could be.
And he's got an open stand, so it's going to be, he can do it. And that's what you don't want. You don't want that bloop to right field, you know, something that's just going to bloop in there. Again, that'll score you 2 runs right there.
Yeah, they're going to go through some baseballs. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So there was this question they always had for major leagues. How many balls do they have ready for each game?
Wow. It's a great question. I don't know, you folks at home, you tell us. How many do they have prepared for all those balls that go up in the stands and never come back? And they play the 9-inning game. He tried to lean into that one. He was trying to pick up an HBP.
Yeah. And hey, you got to do what you got to do in this championship game. Let the umps call the balls and strikes and call the game, but you be a player and do what you got to do. He has to stay on this outside corner, and I would have my catcher move all the way over. There he is. He's inching over. There it is.
So there it is. He went chasing for that high fastball. Wow.
And that's a great pitch, Tim, when you're in high school because, you know, even in the major leagues, that ball looks like it gets your eyeballs thinking that ball's a beach ball, but if your hands are down here, you'll never hit it. If your hands are down, you'll never hit that high fastball. So a lot of players like to keep their hands up because they can at least foul that pitch off.
So, Coach, I know you're familiar with the summer RBI program. You were a part of that. Please explain to our viewers a little bit what RBI is all about.
RBI, Reviving Baseball in the Inner City. It is about, you know, kids coming out, having fun for the most part, but learning the basic fundamentals of the game and how the game is played the right way. They have some great coaches, great instructors, teaching you the game of softball and baseball. And if you're lucky enough, you get on one of the teams, you try out and make one of the teams, well, then you go play in your region. And when you go play in that region, if you win that region, then you go to the championship. And the championship play could be in different states. They have, I remember going to Florida one year. I remember going to California another year. I think some guys went to, Minnesota some years. So they're all over the place, you know. And it's such a great program because it costs you no money. You know, baseball is an expensive sport. I was looking up, I needed somebody to teach my daughter how to pitch. I looked at some of these places and they wanted $90 an hour. I said, she's only 9.
Yeah.
You know, and I have no idea how to pitch softball. You know, baseball, yeah, but softball. So when you have programs like this, it gives kids in the inner city that dream that they want to pursue, that gives them that opportunity, you know. Just like we talked about the indoor facility that they're going to have. That's going to be a game changer for the kids in Cleveland, you know, especially the kids and their parents just don't have the money. I mean, look how much gas is right now. And who has money to shell out $90 an hour? Or, you know, not many people do. And if you do, you're blessed. You know what I'm saying? And this program, RBI, is a blessing for kids that want to still continue to play and really don't have the means, or their parents don't have the means to pay.
And I'm familiar with, if you asked anybody that was following RBI, that invests in RBI, like the Cleveland Guardian Charities, they're saying it's a success when we see that person become a better person.
Correct.
Life skills, and I know that they did some community projects, volunteering, helping in the community.
Yep. Most of the kids I know that have played RBI, some of them are police officers, some of them are teachers, some of them are coaches, some of them are business owners, some of them are working back with the Guardians, just giving back. And it's again, that's the most important thing, Tim, is when you can't ever, because there's going to be a time you won't be able to play this game. Who are you going to be then? What type of person are you going to be in? And this program gives you that opportunity.
So leading off here is number 5, Eric Arroyo. And he went down. He's pumping the strikes on both pitchers. Now,
Right.
Lincoln West got a little astray there, their pitcher, but he came back. So now we're going to go to Ray Gonzalez, another league all-star, plays left field, number 2.
I'm looking at Ray Gonzalez standing at the plate. To me, he's a little too close to the plate. His hands are right over the plate. So if I'm a pitcher, I'm coming inside, which he just did right there. It's going to be hard for him to get, to clean that part of the plate up, unless you just have some quick hands. But you want to give yourself a little room. Those pitches look like
So
they're
I think
up.
it's 2-1 right now.
Yep, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard for where we're at
To see
where
how
those pitches
close
are.
it is.
Correct. I mean,
Might have been low.
Yeah.
So 3-1 count. And there's ball 4. So Lincoln West gets Ray Gonzalez on with 1 down. And now it's going to be up to number 16, Caden Negron, their first baseman.
And in this game, it seems like the momentum is going back and forth, These guys are getting on base. I like the outside corner, but
Yeah. So, looking at Gonzalez, again, you're talking about a guy, he's got average speed. He's not extremely fast, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised with 1 out. They could be running here at any time.
he's definitely, if he's going to go, he's got to get a good lead. He's got 2 strikes. I mean, if you're going to go, here's your pitch to go right here. Get you a good lead and just take off. There he goes. He swings and misses.
Oh, they called him out.
Yeah, I would have to replay that to see if he got that tag in, but
Yeah, we can't get you to replay here, folks, but
it was a good
I'll tell you what, you look at it here. We're looking at the Tron.
Yeah, it looks like he got him.
Yeah, he did. He did. The feet
Good
were
play.
still up.
And that was a good throw by the catcher. That was a great play by Lincoln West, Rhodes.
So it ends up being a double play. Negron strikes out. Gonzalez is thrown out at second for the 3rd out.
And that's my buddy Marlon Henson out there, man. I told Marlon I was going to be all on him.
That's good.
We've been knowing each other for years, but I tell you what, Marlon, when you see this again, that was a great call.
Yes, it was.
I told you I was going to give you your credit.
So now we're going to be going to the bottom of the 4th. And, Coach, we talked about the girls and the boys and the contributions, but the one thing that really we always sometimes overlook is the parental support of them, because let's face it, meals are changed, this has changed, got to go here, got to go there.
Right.
It's tough on a parent.
It definitely is, Tim. I mean, I'm seeing that firsthand myself. I used to work 2 jobs, and now I'm blessed enough to be able to just, run after my daughter. And every day she has somewhere to go, because when they're that young, idle time is the devil's time. Those tablets and everything. So I try to keep her in something. So today she has dance. you know, because she really would have a softball game, but it's probably going to rain.
Right.
So she still has dance, though. So, you know, every day is something between tutoring, dance, and all these things. So to have parents to be able to come to see their kids play and take them everywhere, it's a second job in itself. It's a second job in itself. So I give it up to all these parents out here. I see a lot of them that used to play for me, or that I know I used to train and things like that. And, you know, I'm friends with them on Facebook, and they're at their games, and it's just a blessing to see that, because, you know, some kids' parents don't get to come. They have to work. They have to go, you know. Like I say, again, you got these gas prices out of control. You got all these other things, prices out of control. And a lot of these things are necessities. So, you know, I give it up to those parents that can come, see their kids play. And it's something they'll remember forever, especially their kids, you know.
So we're looking at Jesus Cardenas, the left fielder. He grounded out to short his first time up. So Coach, let me ask you this. The planning of all this, I don't know if I can ask the wife or I should ask you. Who does the saying, okay, you're going to this one, I'm going to this one, we're taking care of this?
You know,
Or are you following her lead?
No, I'm usually the one that's, she does the planning part, but I'm usually the one doing the muscle part. So I'm going and I'm actually taking her, but most of the time she's there also, you know. Usually all the time she's there. My wife, you know, she golfs. She loves to golf, so, you know, I try to give her that time to go golf and do what she needs to do, you know, because everybody has to get that stress off, you know what I mean? I get to go fish here and there, but luckily we're both teachers, so now we get the summers off and we're able to spend time, and, you know, during the day while our daughter's at camp and things like that. But it's been a blessing. So it looks like we have a pitch and change here.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who they're bringing in here. He came up, it looked like number,
I think it was the
can't get
third
his number.
baseman.
We'll get his number pretty soon here. Sooner or later he's got to turn our way. So this guy is at third base for Lincoln West. It wasn't him, I don't think, unless they bring him in. Let me see if I have a thing here on what they were predicting. Do not see. I'm thinking this guy started. I'm thinking it might be Wolfie Adamus, the catcher, might be coming up to pitch. That might be why we're having a delay. He's getting changed.
Oh, the catcher.
Yeah, because he was listed as the next guy that would probably come in to pitch. Now he's 3-0 in the league, and the coach told me he'll be our first relief pitcher we bring in, so they'll change the catcher spot. So now, there's Wolfie, number 8. He's going to come in to pitch. I can't get the number of the catcher. It looks like 7.
Yeah, Dario Murdoch.
Yeah, so Murdoch goes behind the plate. I think Eric Arroyo moved over to third. But yeah, Coach, you have to give your hat off to Raldo Panada. He gave him everything he had.
Yeah, he did.
And the coach saw that he was starting to wear down, so that's why he made this change.
Yeah, I mean, you had four innings of no scored runs. He was hitting that outside corner, keeping those guys off balance. And, you know, sometimes you just run out of gas a little bit. But, again, smart move by the coach to know his pitchers and when he's running out of gas, because this is the last game. This is the championship game. And I know a lot of these seniors, you know, want to win this game for those memories, both sides. So, as a coach, you have to make sure that you are watching your guys and knowing if there's something, right, there's an issue or anything that needs to be corrected, because there's no do-overs. This is it.
So, number 7, Murdoch goes to catcher. And the pitcher now is Wolfie Adamus. And Ars Pineda went to center field. And playing second base is Eric Arroyo. That's still the same. So they made all their changes. And I think we got it right. So now the situation with the game, go back and revisit this. We got nobody on, nobody out. And I think he only threw one pitch, and that was a ball if I remember right. So Jesus Cardenas will still be up at the plate. So this will probably be a good answer on some of the positions that they changed around to see how it'll impact them. But they've been playing great up to this point.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. So what we got coming up? We have number 13.
Yeah, Jesus Cardenas.
Okay. I saw the outfield got a little deeper, so, he must be one of their deep hitters.
So he hit a ground ball to the shortstop the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's usually not aggressive. So he went out.
Pitcher was catching, so he had to get rid of some equipment real quick from catching. And I can see how that could be a problem sometimes.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing we were talking, Mo, before we went to all these changes, and we'll get back to it. But I want to talk also about the role of the parent.
Mm-hmm.
At baseball games.
Right.
It seems like sometimes used to have that phrase, parents are parents, coaches are coaches, umpires are umpires. You don't do two at the same time, then you're going to be okay.
Right.
And sometimes the parents will get behind and start telling the kid just the opposite of what you're trying to teach them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for me, Tim, that's why I don't coach my daughter. Because I just want to be her dad, and I just want to be a parent and sit back. And some people get it, some people don't. But I've been a coach for a long time, and sometimes most of the time, it doesn't work. Even if you talk to some of these big league players, they'll tell you, and they walk them. They'll tell you, they have other guys that will pour into their kid. And that way they can just sit back and be dad,
Yeah.
It's a tough job, and, and you see it all the time, these little clips you see parents running out on the field or,
So we're looking at Manuel Velron. He also grounded to short his last time up. And there's the bunt. Oh!
Threw it away. That's going to be a game changer. Got to get the ball in.
That's called small ball, right, Coach?
Correct. I love small ball, and I love that I see it coming back in the MLB. I love that I see it coming back.
Well, I think when you start talking about small ball and the bunt, like Quan,
Mm-hmm.
These guys are playing way in, so now anything he hits to the left side, they can't catch it. They can't catch that.
I think it was just can't remember his last name, but he plays on the major league team from Florida.
Here's a foul ball.
They've been calling him the fastest man in baseball right now.
The coach had the batter taking a pitch, which he didn't see. He had the other guy running, so he's trying to tell him, listen, you got to let us get him over. You know. But again, it's trying to get them all in concert together on everything they're doing. So will he send him again? I think he's going to send him again.
Oh, definitely. And I would step off just to see what the batter's going to do. That was almost a balk. He was leaning. So I was referring to Chandler Simpson that plays for the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, this guy's playing small ball. He's hitting the ball up the middle, but he is so fast. And the Tampa Bay Rays have been using the small ball, I mean, to the T this year. And they've been unstoppable with it.
So it's a 1-1 count.
Oh.
And he hit him.
All right, so you got no outs. So you have to pull your infield in here to cut that run off.
And now you're going to have the designated hitter, or no, Jose Trejo, the pitcher. Now, he's a league all-star, but he's also drawn a lot of walks. So let's see what they do here. Infield in.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
No,
here we
don't
go.
mess around. Shouldn't have done that.
They stole the run.
Yep.
Oh, my.
Yep.
Coach, what was the mistake they made there?
Throwing the ball. You know, he could have had the out. First of all, you want to run that runner back. If you don't see him, you got to get that ball home. You got to get the ball home.
How many times do you see somebody throw behind a runner? You know what I mean? Like you said, if you run at him, fine, but you can't really do that because you got the bases loaded.
Yeah, so
just hold on to it.
As soon as he caught that ball and saw he couldn't tag him, he needed to be looking at home.
Yep. So that's the first run of the ball game for Rhodes.
Yeah, and so what'll make it even worse, Tim, is that you'll get 3 outs here, and that one run will be your only run because of that.
And the thing is, neither one of these teams has got a hit yet.
Ooh, that pitch must have been high. She's got to bear down and just throw strikes. Make them beat you at this point. He's got 2-2, no outs. He caught it. And that's going to be strike 3.
So we got a strikeout here, which gives them the 1 out. And now
Nate LaQuay, the DH. Nate LaQuay batting .261. And these guys have to remember, all you have is second and third right now. So you want to look that runner back.
So Nate LaQua's senior, 261. I'll tell you, he's one of their top guys as far as drawing a walk, so I don't think you're going to see him swinging pitches outside the strike zone. Of course, I probably just jinxed him, Coach.
Just being truthful. That's where he's got to live at, on that outside corner. These guys have been very good at putting the ball there, but you got to be more consistent by staying there.
2 on, 1 out. They're going to throw over, and they said he's safe. They almost caught him napping. Oh, wow.
I just think his catcher has to move out a little more if he's going to throw that outside pitch.
Yeah, he's sitting inside. He's not helping his hitter at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here it is. Been unhittable. He took a good cut at that pitch, but his head was looking down third baseline, so he never really saw the ball. Got to keep your head in there, stay on the ball. Championship game, put the barrel of the bat on the ball. You'll be fine. You got 2 runs right there. Looks like that one's up.
So 2-2.
1 out, second and third.
Second and third. This would be a big out right here.
Nate LaQuay could be a hero right here. Got himself the 3-2 throwing.
Full count.
He's throwing curveballs when he doesn't have to. You've got him with 2 fastballs. Stick with your fastball, spot it. Now you got to come down the middle. Fouled it off. He's ready for it. If you spot that fast, I know the people at home are going to get tired of talking about this outside corner.
I mean, but it's consistent. You know, at least most of them have been there. And he's been pretty consistent, so that's what you ask as a coach.
And you put him on.
Oh.
So now you're back to the same scenario. 1 out, bases loaded. You got to bring that infield in.
So now you got the bases loaded. Daniel Witt, the third baseman, now batting. He's a senior. Now they're struggling getting it over now. Just got to relax.
That's number 12. Yeah, Daniel Witt.
No place to put him. Seems like he's throwing up and in a lot, Coach.
Yeah.
Not following through. Stepping, so he can't even throw the ball to the outside corner sometimes. He's not consistent. You look at the lead foot here when it lands. He's stuck where he's thrown across his body because he's not there.
And these Rhodes Rams are taking pitches like they're throwing up cotton or something.
Yeah.
No, these balls up there, they're turning the right way, you know, and taking it off the right part of the body. But again, that's a tough thing to do, and these guys are doing it.
So that hit by pitch cost him another run. It's 2-0 now, Rhodes. Still bases loaded, and now you're back to the top of the order, where it's Roberto Benitez. He's only MVP of the league. He's had 19 hits for this team. He's hitting .576.
And it's just an inning that they could just bust wide open.
So it looks like they're trying to get the coach. He's coming out. Okay, he needed some water. That's what he went out for. It is a scorcher out there, Coach.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I looked the last time I looked, it went up to about 83. It's amazing that the Cleveland weather is so one-sided. Oh, wow. Just check now, Coach. 87 degrees, and it feels like 92.
Oh, man.
Now, this is where the umpires have to make sure that these players get that water break, even if they got to stop the game to make sure they're getting water.
Yeah, considering he just had on all that equipment and stuff as a catcher, you know, so.
And I'm sure the president of the umpires came down and told them that, hey, with the heat out here, we have to make sure that they get that water break. So, bases loaded. One out. Rhodes is at the top of their order.
It's another run. And it's 3-0. You still have no hits. One ball, no strikes, and one out. Runners on second and third. You know, also, Tim, I've been watching a lot of these pitchers, they're on the rubber, but, you know, they're just right in the middle. So there's no consistency like on one end or the other end.
Right.
Just kind of like right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, again, what you said with how he's throwing across his body,
Mm-hmm.
that will, yeah, he's definitely throwing across his body. He's not getting down and driving down. But, you know, that's a part of that, too. And those are the things, again, that these kids will have the opportunity to correct in the wintertime. So when they come back in the summertime, all that stuff is out of them. They had reps, and they're ready to go. They're going to be so much better ball players with that facility coming up.
So they moved their infield back. It's a 2-1 count.
That's going to be out of play.
So 2-2. But I'll tell you what, if they
need to bring their right fielder in some. He's too deep out there.
I think center field too. I mean, the guy, he hasn't done anything with the home runs. He's done a lot with hitting. So now you're at full 3-2 count. Runners on second and third. One out.
Line drive. Got him doubled up.
Line drive, double
Tell the
play.
kids, hey, watch the line drives. As a coach, you have to make sure your kids know that, man. They're young. They see the ball come off that bat, and they're ready to go. But you have to watch the line drives. So I mean, they got 3 runs out of that, which is, I mean, it's doable. Lincoln West still has a chance to come back.
Well, the thing is here, yeah, Lincoln West, that was a big thing that helped them out right there.
Correct.
So they were able to catch the line drive and double them off.
Mm-hmm.
But the other big thing that plays a big role here now is Rhodes is coming back out here. And Trejo's been keeping him in the ball game in check where they haven't even been able to get a hit. So
And he still looks strong too. So, I mean, we're coming into the 5th?
we're in the top of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they're leading off with their center. Well, Angle Cruz is the one that's going to be leading off now. They need to get some people on to make it happen.
Correct. You definitely need base runners.
So talking about the parent and the parent role at the game. Oh, how many times do we see parents that really mean well, but they want to start coaching and telling their kid the opposite?
Yeah.
If you're a coach and you see all this going on, how do you handle that?
I mean, I think coaches need to address that at the beginning of the year. You know, at the beginning of the year, hey, parents, you know, I've been doing this a long time. You know, you put your kid in my care. Let me, you know, coach the game. I don't need to hear parents in the back talking about get your back elbow up and all that kind of stuff. Let the kids play. They don't need to hear 2 people, you know, the parent and the coach, and because now they're confused. You know, I always should listen to my parents. You definitely should always listen to your parents, but, you know, your parent probably never played baseball either. So, you know, I try to, you know, like I said, at my daughter's games, it's hard for me, but I try to make sure I stay quiet and let her play, you know, and cheer for her. Let's go, you know. That's what your kid wants to hear. Let's go. Great job, you know, not the technical baseball stuff. Let the coach do that. So, yeah, coaches, they really have to do that at the beginning of the year and get that, you know, knocked out. He got hit by pitch right here, and he's showing bunt and ball in the dirt. So right now, Tim, if I'm watching the pitcher, he's walked the guy, hit, he's throwing the ball in the dirt. I'm getting somebody up to start throwing. It's the 5th inning. You know, you don't want this to get out of control here. And those are the little signs that it can get out of control.
Well, I can tell you this, Coach. All the games we've done, I think we're setting the record for the most guys getting hit by a pitch
Yeah,
in a
it's
game.
a lot, yeah.
I don't know if they're just on top of the plate or if it's...
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys right on top of the plate. I think that when he just hit the first guy, I think it just came out of his hand wrong.
So this is Alex Quinones. Runner goes. Here's the throw.
Good throw. He's in there.
He's in there.
Yeah, Lagone Samaji.
So I don't know what they're calling now.
I mean, he's had a good arm behind the plate.
He's ruling him out for catcher's interference on the catcher.
Or on
So
the
now
batter.
it's a double play.
Interference on the batter.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
batter.
Wow.
So when the catcher went to throw, that batter was swinging and went right into the thing. So now there'll be a discussion on what happened. What's the call here? So not only do you have the strikeout, you also have the interference on the batter, and that's why they're calling that other person out.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a momentum breaker right there.
Oh boy. So I'll tell you what, this is going to go down as one of the better ones when it comes to all the different things that could happen. Now they try to bunt, see if they can catch them sleeping.
Yeah, they're woke now.
Oh yeah, they better be now. So now you have the top of the order, Murdoch getting up.
And that's going to be right to him, and he missed it.
Got it by him.
So that would have been a couple runs right there.
He'll go to second and stop right there. A two-base hit by Dario Murdoch. That tells you why he's batting .485 in the batting average. Wow.
And he went back on that ball a little bit wrong. He should have turned his body a little bit so he could have had that angle. It's things you have to work on a lot in the outfield. That's going to be a blooper.
There's another hit.
So are you going to challenge his arm? No.
No. So a base hit now by Yadiel Alejandro. Coach, if that guy didn't get called out on that interference, you realize what we would have had?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yep, those little mistakes.
So now it's going to be up to David Garner. No, number 8. Wait a minute. Number 8 is... I'm not even sure I got it. Walfie Adamus, the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was. Now he's pitching. He's hitting .440 on the year.
Help himself out right here. So I remember at some point they stopped the fake the third or stopped throwing the third. Is that still in high school? Obviously, I guess
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
But in the major leagues, that's definitely out the picture.
So you got 2 outs. And you got your the number 3 batter up, so you don't want to run here. You want to put it in his hands, and that's outside.
At 2-0.
2-0.
It's a hitter's count. 2 outs. Help yourself out here. I don't know if he wants to run on this catcher. He's been throwing down there pretty good.
There's the foul ball. So now 2-1 count. First and third. We're in the top of 5.
There it is.
Base hit. Base hit, run scores. Lincoln West is on the line.
Great 2-out hitting right
Take
there.
a look at it right here, Coach.
Great 2-out hitting right there. Way to help yourself out.
I'll tell you what. And he could have easily thrown the ball, but he didn't. He held on to it, the left fielder, so that was smart.
Yes, it was. Just get the ball into your cutoff. Stop the bleeding.
So now coming up, if I have this right, it'll be number 9, Geraldo Garza-Pineda. Now, he's led the team in home runs. This guy's got some power. Well, I'll say this, Coach. The first 3 innings, we zipped right through those. But boy, we hit 4 and 5. It's been a tough day. But then again, look at the temperature they're playing at, the heat.
Yeah. Let's see how the outfielders adjust. It looks like their left fielder's moving back, so they already know that he's got a little power. Remember some years ago, we had some guys put one out of here before, too. It was Matt Mazer. Good swing. 0-1. First and second, 2 outs. Trying to put on a little rally here. One and 1, 2 outs. Man, these guys are all really close to that plate. Oh, now he looked like he backed off just a little bit there. But let's put the ball in play. And he struck him out.
So that ends the top of the 5th. So now we're going to go to the bottom of 5. So I know you're looking at different things that are, you're just looking on the scoreboard now about these different fundamentals they can teach, you know, and the skills. The Guardians offer those baseball clinics, don't they?
Yeah, yep, that's them. That's actually Dan Cohen, one of my old players that played for me in the RBI. Yeah, he runs the clinics now, and like I said, they got some great people on staff that know what they're doing, and this is going to be a game changer for a lot of these kids to be able to practice baseball all year round and have great instructors. It's just going to be...
So, kids, that's who you're looking at. Cade Smith, one of the top relievers in the game right now. He's definitely been a big stopper for the Cleveland Guardians.
Guardian youth summer camps. Go sign up.
So we have a score of 3-1. We're going into the bottom of 5. And leading off will be Logan Samaji. Then it'll be followed by David Gardner and Jesus Cardenas. I'm surprised. Well, I'm sure they're probably giving them a lot of fluids as soon as they come off.
Yeah, I hope so. Probably
Yeah.
need Gatorade and everything they can get. Again, Tim, hopefully these guys are having fun out here. I know that the heat is probably getting to them, but they're playing the game, and we haven't seen many errors. We have 1 error apiece for each team. You know, that's not bad. We know these young guys are going to make mistakes, but they are playing with some confidence and with some passion. That's all you can ask for as a coach. You know?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, got 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Get the catcher up the bat. And that's Logan Samaji with a 1-1 count. And he pops it up to the center field. He's under it, and he's got it. So we got one out. The catcher, Logan Samaji, flew out center field. He's a senior. Hopefully that wasn't his last at bat, but he's been doing a great job behind the plate. Now we've got number 4, David Garner, up the bat. David's batting .500. There's the pitch. It's outside.
You know, the amazing thing is the control is what's hurt the Lincoln West pitchers, because if you look at Rhodes right now, they haven't even got a hit yet, and they got 3 runs on the board, and that's what's holding up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Between walks and hit batters and errors.
Yeah, you know, and there's another hit batter, as you say, as you say that. But you remember the PFP. People don't know what that is. It's pitcher field position. The pitcher came over to the line and tried to throw that ball to first base, and you know, threw it, made an error throwing it to the outfield. That is one thing that I drilled when I was a coach. PFP. You have to be able to field your position as a pitcher, and those things happen at the most opportune times. And throw down, and that was one of those times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Championship game, ball dribbles down, you pick it up, but, you know, are you stepping and throwing? Are you jumping and throwing? How are you delivering the ball to first base? So all those scenarios have to be practiced out with your pitchers, and that's something they have to do, should be practicing on every day.
Now the batter, Jose Cardenas, hits one
out
deep, way back. He caught the ball!
Yep.
Wow.
And I don't think he tagged up.
I don't know if he did.
I would check that. I wasn't paying attention to him, but he got over to third really quick. Here it is right here. No, he just took off. I think he just took off. They need to check that. I would check it anyway. Step off.
I don't know if they're going to take a chance throwing it away.
It's too late now. Good curveball.
So now it's Manny Villarano, and he has reached on a base.
And I'm looking at umpire Marlon Hitson pointing to the bag. I don't think he tagged that. That's one question I'm going to definitely ask him after the game, though.
Oh, I'm sure. It was close. It was close.
And that's 3. Good pitch.
So we are headed to the top of 6. You look here, the big swing and a miss. That's Manny Villarno. And I hope I'm not butchering it too bad, Manny. I know it's Villaran or something like that, but we're doing the best we can.
Exactly.
And here you're looking at, they're giving us some pictures on the board about the RBI teams that played past. And again, if you're interested, you're looking at this. Again, it's boys and girls. You can register today. There's a link right there on the Cleveland Guardians thing, and it's called for RBI Baseball. And you can send that thing to them that you would like to get involved. It's totally free. Totally free. And again, you see our girls. And again, they'll go to a regional. and the World Series is down in Florida in the Disney complex now. So got some great people working with them, coaching them, and none of them are parents, so that helps save that excuse.
Pizza, you guys need a snack?
Curtis Stanberg just stopped in to say hello to us. Made me smile right away. So, again, folks, keep in mind that that program is available to you. And if you're interested in getting involved, now that means school season's over, I want to go play for this program, you can sign up right through them. Get right on the link, they'll get you hooked up. Again, I think we got to ask Curtis this, Mo, when you see him, ask him, is this the hottest it's ever been that we done this game? He might remember that.
Maybe he took off.
Oh, he took off already. All right.
But he did lose for pizza.
That's awesome. Okay, leading off, top of the sixth inning. Number 5, Eric Arroyo, second baseman. He's flown out to right field and he's struck out.
Pops it up on the infield.
Pitcher's calling for it.
And he's got it. I think your third baseman has to be more aggressive on that one. Should be his ball, but I get it. As a pitcher, you want to get your own outs.
And you know what? It was up. It happened so fast. The only one that came close to it was the shortest. The third baseman never moved.
You're watching the pitcher.
So now batting is Ray Gonzalez, the left fielder. He has walked and he has struck out.
Pitcher was inside. He was able to get enough to foul it off.
Coach, they seem like they're settling down a little bit. Some of the nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
They're just playing the game.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, more, Tim.
Well, they're taking care of us.
Oh, yeah.
There goes my diet right out the drain. Whatever one you want, I'll take the other one. It don't matter. These guys are so amazing.
Yeah. So we got 2-2, 1 out, no one on. Pitch was a little high. Oh, hit him.
Not again. Let's see, let me count these up here. We've been talking about this.
It's been at least 6. I'm gonna say 6.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Oh, that was 2 off. Whoa. That is a lot. And again, there's that PFP. And if the runner on second was paying attention, he could have kept going to third.
Coach, look at this now. Here's the guy fielding the ball. You see the third baseman?
Yeah.
Now he's definitely beat it out.
But did you see?
He could have went all the way over to third because nobody was covering up, Coach.
Something just happened. They called him out again.
What? What did they call him out for?
I have no idea.
I didn't see what he's calling. Unless the catcher ran into the hitter when he was going. Well, that wouldn't have a bearing.
No, I don't know what
The third base.
going on with that.
Didn't you tell me you knew this guy? The coach, the umpire?
I know a lot of people, but I don't know what happened there. So I did the ball. The only scenario I could think of is the ball hit the runner as he was outside the box, and then bunt again, but it's foul.
And he's got 2 outs, so he's got to be bunting for a hit.
Definitely.
Coach is probably feeling, hey, we aren't hitting. Let's just see if we can bunt, create some plays.
Yeah, I mean, you have nothing
There
to
he
lose
goes.
here.
Here's the throw.
And he's out. That play was weird. Never seen anything like that.
And I'm a little bit baffled, but so they had a person pop out. They had one got hit by a pitch, then he had another one with interference, I guess.
There had to
Guy
be some type
throwing
of
out stolen,
interference.
yeah.
Wish they could tell us, but
Again, you're looking at the screen where they're showing some of those projects that those players do. Those are the players with the RBI. And these are things that they do, not only in RBI, but the Cleveland Guardians do to help the community. A program that's called Swing for the Trees by Davey. I tell you, it's one of the best kept secrets. Is Cleveland Guardian Charities and what they do.
they just go out there and get at it, which is awesome.
Coach, I immediately went on, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, sent them a check because I felt that they're doing such a phenomenal job. They kind of remind me of Cleveland Metro Parks. You can see when they do anything, you see it immediately in the parks how much
Yep.
better they are.
Tim, there was so many people at the park the other day that they had to close the Metro Park down at 55th and 72nd.
Wow.
This is the first time, the weather's been nice. And they also had to close the Asian festival. There was too many people. Like,
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that before in Cleveland?
No.
I mean, people just want to get out and have a good time. And I don't think it was anything violent or anything. It was just overcrowding.
Now, Coach, again, this just happened to me. I'm sitting at home yesterday and I'm thinking, I'm hearing fireworks. This ain't July 4th. This ain't even close to Memorial Day yet. Come on.
Yeah, I heard something too by my house.
So Jason Castillo is now the hitter. He's grounded out, reached on an air, and struck out.
The ball was outside low.
So Castillo,
Hit his bat. I was just going to say that the pitch before that, he threw, the first pitch he threw and he had to duck and he didn't get his bat down. I was gonna say he did get his bat down and just hit his bat, so it's a foul ball. Fouled it off again. 2-2 count, no outs. We're in the bottom of 6th, Tim?
We're in bottom of 6. TV 20's been in your house, folks, for a couple hours now watching this great ball game. We're coming up actually on the 2-hour mark. We play 7, so Lincoln West will still get the opportunity to bat one more time. But I'm interested if Rhodes can get a bat on a ball here for a base hit.
And that's going to be a base hit right there.
There it is. There it is.
Good piece of hitting.
Did I jinx those guys or what? So now, Jose Trejo. He's had quite a day on the mound. He's been unbelievable. He's also been on base.
Yeah, he's the one that kept him in his game, Tim.
Oh, by far. By far. And you know, they're going to be talking to them after the game, 2 of the key players, and I'm sure Jose Trejo will be one of them if it stays this way to score. Now, if it switches up and Lincoln West comes up with some runs, then that could be different, but it's pretty phenomenal for a young man like Jose Trejo. And I don't even think he's a senior. I think he was only a freshman or sophomore.
Who, Trejo?
Yeah.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. Oh, boy.
So, yeah, they got to come see him one more time for another year.
Well, next time he comes back here, we're going to be talking about how he's doing. But I'm sure when I talked to the coach from Rhodes, he was very upbeat about the team that he has, the players academically, and doing everything in the classroom first.
That's very important. Without that classroom, there is no baseball. Yeah, I think these guys just messed up my diet today too, but it's all good.
He thought that the guys squared up, fouled it off, but he didn't, he said. There's a big swing and a miss.
So 1-1, no outs. With a runner on second.
Runner on second advanced. He was on first, he's at second. And now even though they got a 3-1 lead, I am sure that Rhodes would like to pick up one more run here. And you can see us watching the Rhodes coach go the other way with it. So he's probably anticipating an outside pitch. There it was. There's your outside pitch, partner.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you look at it, that's unhittable, basically. But everybody needs some help sometime.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure the player's going to go back, coach. Some of those pitches, I thought they were outside, but hey, so that's why we're throwing it there because he's calling it. So now we see Marlon Henson talking to the pitcher. Now, I don't know what he's telling him.
And this was this guy kid that
This is the bottom of the 6th inning, and you're now going to start telling the pitcher something? I don't understand what happened.
Well, you remember he had some issues with hydration earlier
Oh,
So
hydration.
I don't know if he caught anything or something's going on.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's sending him in for. Get some water. Marlon Henson, thank you. Great job, umpires. Make sure they are getting their liquids.
Yeah, you got to think he probably, being behind that plate for the first half of the game with all that equipment on, you're losing a lot of fluids, and then you come out the pitch.
And if you look, Coach, skies have cleared, so that cloudiness we had earlier,
It's gone.
it's gone.
I think the what did they say? The rain is coming later on tonight, about 6.
Yeah, 5 o'clock or so. But
Yeah.
it's now, they're saying it feels like 91 degrees out there. Heck, if we wanted to play in this, we should have went to Texas. Right out loud. This is crazy.
I'm not going to complain because the last few weeks in Cleveland have been really, really crazy with weather.
Yeah. It seems like always the extreme, either freezing cold,
Yeah.
raining. I'll say that. Had a lot of rain. And then next week it looks like it's going to be raining every day again.
Oh boy.
And I'm looking at all the green. It looks like everything's filled in with nice green. So, but they're looking for it. No, he fakes it, and then he walks into
And
third.
it pulls the third baseman in. You get the third baseman has to stay at third. Fake bunt steal.
So now you have a runner on third with 1 out. They're playing back, which surprises me a little bit. I thought they'd play up.
This is their DH, right? Nate LaQuay.
I believe so, yep.
So they've been giving him some room all game.
Now this guy has got, well, he's suspect to the strikeout. He has struck out a lot, and he's also drawn a few walks too. I'd still play in. I wouldn't want to give him one more run.
Yeah, it's 0-2 now. Yeah, you definitely can play in. Yeah, and pitcher should be going to that outside corner. Keep the ball in front. A little help from the umpire.
So 1-2. You've been watching the Cleveland Metropolitan School District Boys Baseball Championship game from Progressive Field, where the Rhodes Rams are now batting. They lead 3-1 over the Lincoln West Wolverines.
Get that bat down.
It's amazing that when we brought Bobby DiBiasio on and we talked, and he kept saying these young people, it's just totally amazing with the weather that we had to deal with. The turf, it's been a crazy spring.
Yeah, and I think without those turf fields that they provided, you definitely wouldn't have the same amount of games they played this year. That it would have been impossible. I remember going down in the hole. What do we call those fields?
Tremont?
Tremont. And it used to be a little sand pit, basically. Powder, the powder. But that's what we played on. Bad hops and all. We had a great time.
No, it's a beautiful turf field. Jose Ramirez put that there. Even the driveway into the park, you'll see Jose Ramirez Way. So this should put us at full count.
CC Sabathia Field at Luke Easter.
Yep, CC Sabathia.
And those kids.
Oh my Lord, when he came out there and they had that cutting. Wow.
Yeah, all these things they're doing now is just legendary, and I'm just so glad it's being done. I just hope the kids really take advantage of it because a lot of kids didn't have that advantage, and I know they wish they did.
Snap throw over to third. Thought he might be trying to get an early lead here. Mm-mm-mm.
3-2, 1 out. Ball 4. So first and third, 1 out. Nate LaQuay gets to walk. Probably as his final at bat as a senior, and they're going to take him off and probably get him a runner. That's what's going to happen. So that looks like number 8.
Number 8.
Coming in, Victor Calandras.
Victor Calandras.
Coming in to run for Nate LaQuay.
He's got a little bit of speed, Coach. Look at her, he's got some speed.
Oh, you know they're going to send him. I'm not putting him in just to stand there.
You can tell the coach, look over to the third base coach, he's giving you a sign.
Yeah.
Now, does he know what the sign is? We'll find out right here.
He's going to do it.
This is where that fake throw would have worked.
Yeah, he balked. Definitely balked. Yeah.
So he comes in on a balk.
He's going to tell him what he did.
So 4-1. So now they have a runner on second base again.
Bottom of the 6.
You know what, Coach, it used to eat at me when I coached all those years. I thought about it. I said, you know what, if you guys would realize, if you're throwing strikes and you're keeping that game moving by throwing strikes, your team behind you is going to play better defense.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Just balked again. He's coming set, but it looks like he's moving. He didn't call it that time. But he's coming set, and he's moving his hands. Just got to settle down, folks. He probably, I would, if I'm the coach, I'm gonna come out and talk to you just to settle you down real quick. Hey, you're doing great. Just throw strikes. Let your defense work for you. Good right there. Good pitch.
You know, we'd be remiss if we didn't really say our special thanks to the crew here from TV 20.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Robert Bernhardt. I have it right. I hope it's right.
It is all set up flawlessly today.
Alex Paterna. Ralston Dowse. Should have. They're doing a great job. So 1-2 count. 1 out, and on third.
This is Daniel Witt up the bat.
I like the way that he threw that ball, Coach.
Here it is right here. Good pitch. That
So
was
you
an
got-
excellent pitch. The Daniel wasn't ready for that pitch. You get in that box, you got to be ready to hit.
So now we're going to look at Roberto Benetes. He's had quite a day. MVP of the league, and you can see why. Great speed, good player, solid.
And we're probably looking at his last at bat for his high school career right here. So let's see what he does.
Yeah.
Good swing. Stay in there on it.
He led his
Also a
team
good
in
pitch.
hits with 19 hits. He led his team in stolen bases with 26. He led his team in runs scored with 23. I think that's why he got picked MVP of the league.
And fouls one off.
This one back. Got another thing to ask you, Coach, when we get a break here. So we got 2-2 count, 2 outs, man on third. So thoughtful of those guys.
Oh, yeah. That sandwich was everything. I'll tell you that. Oh, no.
Oh, he got caught napping.
Yeah.
Can't blame the catcher. Third baseman wasn't even thinking about it coming on.
Yeah, you gotta. Everybody's gotta be on the same page there.
So they score another run here. That makes it 5-1. We got a full count, 2 outs. I would have faked that throw, Coach. I wouldn't have thrown it.
Yeah, it's just too late in the game to be making errors like that. Oh. He gets hit at his
Number
last
9,
at
Coach.
bat.
Number 9.
Ninth.
That's what you.
Wow. 9 hit batters in the game. And I don't want to go out like that. You know, my last at bat of my high school career.
Yeah.
And I get hit. Come on now. So you know if that happens, what I'm doing, I'm still in every bag.
So I think the coach is out there trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
They're probably exhausted from being out there in that heat.
And again, you got to realize he was catching also. They got a little tension going on.
Yeah, they do. Because he said, why are you throwing the ball in there?
Got to play as a team.
So, Coach, obviously, another thing that happens with a lot of coaches, and you'll probably be able to confirm this, or maybe it's just me, but I know there's a lot of times you go out, you run into people, they say, hey, Coach, played for you, you know, and they're talking, and you're sitting there, you go, dang, who was that? Does that happen?
All the time. Yeah, I try not to.
You try to be positive. And,
Yeah, but I
that's great.
I do ask though, because I tell them, like, listen, I've coached for this amount of years. I'll remember your face, but I'll forget a name.
Right.
And I'm bad at that. I feel bad about that, but it goes like that. You meet so many people, so many kids. Teaching and everything. You got to realize this is my 26th year of teaching.
Wow.
So, 26 years of classes, different schools.
Was Nathan Hale the first school you went to?
No, my first school was actually Charles Orr. It was so he just walked off. You can't do that. Keep your head up. Let the coaches make the decisions. So yeah, actually my first school was Charles Orr. It was an alternative school for kids that were like in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They were like 16, 17, 18 years old. And then the next year I went to Margaret Spelsey, which is now Guillen Academy. And then after that, I was at Nathan Hill for a long time. So, but yeah, currently going to be at Lincoln West next year. So
they're making another pitching change here.
Yeah, they had to.
Bring in Eric Arroyo.
For the kids that are watching at home, you just never walk off the mound like that. You know, I know it's tough and everything, but you got to kind of swallow your pride and just let your coach know, hey, you know, if you need to come out, I need to come out, and stay on the mound, let him make that decision, and kindly give him the ball, and take your steps off to the dugout.
Well, I don't know if you remember, there was one time, I know Tito was the manager, and he walked out, and this pitcher didn't even give him the ball or anything, just walked off with disrespect. The next day he was released, never played Major League Baseball again.
Yeah, do you remember, what was his name? His finger was bleeding in the World Series, one of our pitchers, but he took the ball and he chucked it into the outfield.
Oh, yeah.
Into the stands.
I remember now. Wasn't he, I think he was an outfielder, if I'm right.
No, he was our pitcher.
He was a pitcher.
He was a pitcher.
Okay.
He was coming off and he just threw the ball into the stands.
That was terrible.
But he had some issues also, so I think we ended up trading him, and then he ended up, you know, having some things go down, and it ended up in like China playing or something like that. So, you know, like you said, it's guys like that, they're basically what you're saying, guys like that, your career gets cut short when you do things like that. You know, you got to keep your composure no matter what. Now, if you want to go in the tunnel and, you know, bang something up or whatever out of the view, but you never disrespect your manager or your coaches and things like that, just because things aren't going well for you.
So 2 outs. Eric Arroyo's the new pitcher. Logan Samaji, the second hitter, flew out the last time to center field.
You know, even though Lincoln West is down right now, you know, you're getting a lot of guys that coming in. He's getting to get the pitch off the mound at Progressive Field. It's just making new opportunities and memories for the different kids. I mean, things happen. You know, you still got another inning to play, so the game isn't over until it's over.
Three 3-1 count.
And that's ball 4, so that's gonna be first and third.
And now it'll be up to number 4, David Gardner, your first baseman. He has been hit by a pitch twice.
Tough day. There goes the runner. There's no throw down, but that's a strike.
Now, if you watch him, when he's in the batter's box here, Coach, he starts here, but then he leans in. I understand why they're hitting him.
So he goes from open to close.
Yeah.
Yes,
and he's right on top of the plate. So see it right there?
Yep, goes from open to close.
Yeah.
I forgot who used to do that in the major leagues, but it's a lot of Terry Pendleton. Remember Terry Pendleton?
For the Cardinals, or the Braves.
For the Braves.
Braves,
yeah.
That's right.
He used to do that a lot. Go from open to close. Because you see the ball better when you're open.
There you go again.
Oh, they're saying he ducked in.
Said he leaned in.
But
so they didn't grant it to him.
But he's in the batter box. He turned. That wasn't a lean in, I don't think. It was a curve ball. It didn't curve, and you're supposed to get hit like that. I've had umpires do that before too. You didn't make a move to get out the way. You don't. If you're in the batter's box, you don't have to make a move to get out the way.
2-2 count. know, the other people that make this whole thing work. You know, you can talk about Desiree Powell as the Commissioner of Interscholastic Athletics. You know, Ron Johnson, Taquan Green, all of them over there that make sure that these programs go on and the kids get the opportunity to play. They do a phenomenal job, you know, and no vacation for them at all.
Right, yeah.
They're year-round, and they're in there and dealing with it, and you can almost feel it in their voice when it comes to spring sports when the weather doesn't make it where they can play.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it does.
But again, I really have to be so grateful for you, Coach, coming by every year to do this.
Oh man, I tell you, I enjoy it. I appreciate the invite every time. There's nothing else like it. I love the game. I love to see the kids play.
I remember the first time I saw you when we were training, I said, he's so damn fat, he's got to be playing center field. There ain't no doubt about it. I don't care what he does with that. He's going to center field. Those were good times. Oh, were
Yes,
those
sir.
good times.
Yes, sir. Time goes so fast.
So this guy might have the complete game. He's got to be in great shape to be out there in 90-degree heat and go through 7 innings of pitching.
I'm kind of cold in here.
Oh, listen, I'm okay.
My little legs got the goosebumps on them.
Yeah, Coach, I'm okay. I'm all right here. So, Curtis Danberg, thank you again for everything you guys do. And I want you to know that I will be always grateful for everything that you guys have done for the kids, not only in Cleveland, but in Northeast Ohio itself. That have really been given the great opportunity to do that.
This rival has been going on for years. I mean, every now and then you'll get a Marshall in there, or a John Hayes sometimes. But this Lincoln West Rhodes rival is legendary.
Yeah, it's gone on for a while now. John Hay had a pretty good team, but again, it's Brandon Hawkins, one of the Hawkins brothers, and the father, Cliff. You got to give him credit because they're, you know, I don't know why he would tell him get into coaching. You get a lot of gray hair doing that. I'm sure he'd tell you that in a heartbeat. You know.
Yeah, you got to think that Cliff Hawkins has been coaching in Cleveland for years.
Oh my God!
I don't even want to name how many years, but I know way before me, and that just takes, you know, a lot. You know, he really cares about the kids. And he's got sons that did the same thing after him. You know, that family is just a real baseball family.
So we are at the top of 7. And leading off for Lincoln West is number 4, Angel Cruz. And he has been hit by a pitch and struck out so far.
And the stat is going to be who hasn't got hit by a pitch.
Yeah, maybe. Wow.
Oh, it gets through there. Good piece of hitting. All right.
You're still competing.
He's so excited, but you got to run those bases right. You know, I know you're excited. You got to run those bases right.
So now it'll be Alex Quinones, the right fielder. He has walked and struck out so far. And you don't want to walk him here because you got Daryl Murdoch, top of the order up, 485. He's sitting on deck.
And that is a foul ball.
I got to believe in those dugouts, those players are saying, hey, we're better than this. We can do this. Keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, 10 already down 4 runs. That's not really tough to get. It is, but it's doable.
Yeah, but you got the thing on a 4-run deficit. You got to get guys on.
You got to get guys on base.
And you got to get. I've always believed you got to catch a couple, whether it's a hit batter, a walk, or an error, or something.
Blooper.
Yeah, blooper drops. So we're at a full count. Oh, wow.
And that might be it. Step and throw. Oh, no. Keep going.
So this guy grounds out 1-3.
That was a gutsy play, but he made it there.
So 1 down, runner on third, and they're at the back of the top of the order, Daryl Murdoch. He doubled and scored the last time up. Yeah, the infamous hit by a pitch.
I had a Murdoch that used to play for me at Marshall. I wonder if they're related.
I would be a bit surprised, Coach.
Actually, the Murdoch that I'm talking about, he runs one of the leagues that intertwine with the Cleveland League. That's a pop-up in the field.
Popping that up. Pitcher comes over, catches it, foul ball out.
2 outs.
2 down.
1 out away of championship.
So now, with 2 down, it'll be Yadiel Alejandro. He singled his last time up. He's flown out to right.
And that pitch was high, so it's 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Top of the 7th. So if Rhodes holds him off here, they will be the 2026 champs. Better keep the ball in front.
Did a nice job of keeping it in front.
I think that was some of the help of those Hawkins kids. I think one of them used to be a catcher for us.
Oh, yeah. Brandon, he was tough. So they walk him. So now, Wolfie Animus, he singled his last time. He's also flown out to left.
Walks can get you in trouble here.
Well, you don't want to hurt yourself here now. You got 2 outs, so the main thing is even if you throw one right down the middle and he hits it for a double, triple, whatever,
Exactly.
you're still up.
I'm going to throw strikes, definitely.
And I'm sure Coach went out and told him, look, this is your game to finish. Take your time. We got 1 more hitter to go. That's what I'd be telling him.
Definitely. So Walfie Adamas has been has been hitting 440 this year. Oh. That's about the 11th?
Yeah.
But I mean, he took that off the head.
I mean, they're not even attempting to get out of it.
No. Like I said, I mean, it's their box, so I get it, but I don't think I want to take one off the head.
This is Geraldo Garza-Pineda, and he led the team with home runs.
444.
Yeah.
It's going to get interesting.
Oh, I got the wrong guy again. This is number 9.
Number 9. Yeah, that's him. Geraldo
That's right. That's
Garcia
right. Yeah,
Pineda.
that's the right guy. And he was the starting pitcher.
Correct.
He went for about 3 innings. Kind of amazed they make it that far with this kind of heat. Be different if they were playing in a warmer spring, but they weren't. Round ball.
That's gonna be
Third
the
baseman.
And that's
Ball game.
That was a good hard hit ball. Tim, it's been a pleasure, man. This has been awesome.
Oh.
Congratulations to the 2026 champs, the Rhodes Rams. Lincoln West should not be holding their heads down. They played an excellent game. A couple errors here and there, but you know, these guys fought all the way to the end. Bases loaded in the end. You know, you can't ask for nothing better than that.
So the 2026 CMSD Boys Baseball Champions are James Ford Rhodes Rams.
So yeah, there you have it, folks. What a great game that was. I mean, nobody can hold their heads down. Great experience for these kids to be playing down here on Cleveland Guardians Fields. I mean, it's just amazing. What a great day. The weather held off. A little hot, but nobody's complaining. Nobody's complaining. It just doused the coach. I mean, these are memories you're gonna remember forever. So great job, both sides. You know, they didn't waste any time putting those sprinklers on.
Rhodes Baseball, our 2026 Senate League champs, 4th time in a row. We'll start with you, Jose. What does this mean for you, the legacy with the boys?
Well, we came with a great mindset, you know, practiced through well, and, you know, I love this team. Yeah, 4 people.
And you had a great job on the mound today. You pitched the whole game, 8 strikeouts for you. What was it like doing it on the big league field?
I felt like a big leaguer. You know, it was like quite an experience. You know, it was really hot, and you know.
It was a little toasty. We got to go to the shortstop now. We have Roberto with us. 4 straight championships, and you're the only player in Rhodes history to be able to start in all 4 of those. What's that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot to me. I wouldn't be here without both of my coaches, Coach McCollin, Coach CJ. I wouldn't be here without them.
When you look back to freshman year to now senior year, what's the thing you've appreciated most about the program and your experience?
How we combine as a team and just have become a family, and not just a team, it's a family.
And Coach, you're retiring from teaching and coaching after this year. What's it feel like to go out on a high note? How proud are you of these guys?
Oh my God, this is awesome. This is what we do, which we try to do every year. I think it's been 25, 27 years we've been here. So it's just been great to work with all these kids, have Berto here for 4 years. I have great coaching staff, great support from the A&D, the principals, everybody else. So it's been great.
Well, congratulations, guys. 4 straight, 2nd time in school history. Go celebrate.
So, folks, you've been watching TV 20 right here from Progressive Field, where it's been the CMSD Boys Baseball City Championship game. Once again, the final score, the Rhodes Rams 5, the Lincoln West Wolverines 1. So for Marcus Morrison, I'm Tim Wells. Thanks for being part of TV 20. Good night, everyone.
Good night.